Welcome to John Lewis 3D Learning. In this presentation, we are going to see acid bases salts. The topic is physical properties of acids. See, first of all, taste. So, what is the taste of acid? It is sour in taste. So, we might have tasted lots of fruits, no, lemon, orange, grapes. So, they all contain acids. They all sour in taste. But mineral acids are very corrosive, therefore, they cannot be tasted. So what are the mineral acids? Sulfuric acid, nitric acid, hydrochloric acids. See, of these three, sulfuric acid and nitric acids are very corrosive, therefore they cannot be tasted. Okay. So now, what is the second property, physical property of acid? So what is the physical state? So at room temperature, they are generally solids and liquids. Some are solids and some are liquids. So now we have to see some example for solid acids. So what are the example for solid acids? If you see boric acid, so lots of acids are solid in nature. So we give you some example here. So first one is boric acid. What's the formula for boric acid? I am just writing the formula and you can get the name from what I am telling. No, this is boric acid, H3BO3. And then what else are oxalic acid? So COOH twice. Okay, just look at very carefully, listen to me so that you can learn the formula along with me here. Next one is tartaric acid. So what's the formula of tartaric acid? C4H6O6. So when you go to higher classes, 11th standard or 12th standard, and you will be knowing how these formulas are derived and why they have oxalic acid as this formula and tartaric acid as this formula. For the time being, you have to memorize, you have to learn and remember it, that's all. Or at least you should be able to write the name correctly. Boric acid, oxalic acid, tartaric acid. And then the next one is citric acid. So the acid present in lemon, no, C6H8O7. C6H8O7. Okay, this is citric acid. And the last one in solid state is phosphoric acid, H3PO4. H3PO4 phosphoric acid. Okay, if you have your notebook, please take down the names and also the formula. Because in the exam, they might ask you what is the formula of tartaric acid? What's the formula of citric acid? What is the formula of oxalic acid, boric acid? They may ask you. Okay, you are very young. At this age, you can learn and remember them for long. Okay. So next one, liquids. What all the acids are present in liquid form? So if you take liquid acids, so they are in two different forms. Some are volatile acids, some are non-volatile acids. See, non-volatile acid, already I told you, only one, no, one of the mineral acids, sulfuric acid is non-volatile. Okay, sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid is non-volatile, or simply sulfuric acid is non-volatile. So what are the volatile acids? So they can be evaporated. See, some are on mild heating they evaporate, some need strong heating, and some needs boiling also. So the temperature may vary, but they are all volatile. When they are heated, they can decompose into vapor state, or they can change from liquid state to vapor state. They change from liquid state to vapor state. That is what is known as what? Volatile. Okay. So some example for volatile, acetic acid. So what's the formula of acetic acid? CH3COOH is acetic acid. And then formic acid, HCOOH is formic acid. So this is the acid injected into our skin when ant or wasp or any bee bites us, no, or when they sting us, what they inject into our body. This is the acid, formic acid. So you should know. I think already we have learned it in the uses of acids. Okay, next one is carbonic acid, H2CO3. Carbonic acid, H2CO3. And I give you some more example also. Hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, and sulfurous acid, H2SO3. So you have to be very careful. H2SO4 is sulfuric acid. This is puric, am I right? This is sulfurous acid. Okay, this is sulfurous acid. So you have to see the difference between this H2SO3 and H2SO4. Sulfurous acid is volatile, sulfuric acid is non-volatile. This also may be asked as a question. So which one of them is volatile and which one of them is non-volatile. Okay, now let us see the next physical property. So what we understand here, physical state, generally they are solids and liquids in room temperature. And some example for solid acids are boric acid, oxalic acid, tartaric acid, citric acid and phosphoric acid. And liquid acids are in two different states, so volatile acid and non-volatile acid. Non-volatile acid is sulfuric acid. And example for volatile acids are acetic acid, formic acid, carbonic acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid and sulfurous acid. The third property is effect on skin. So they are corrosive in nature, no? Definitely they will affect our skin. So mineral acids are very corrosive, nitric acid and sulfuric acid especially. So they cause burns and blisters. Both acids, no, nitric acid and sulfuric acids are corrosive in nature. Therefore, they cause burns and blisters on the skin. Okay, next one. Concentrated sulfuric acid chars our skin. So if it falls on our skin, first of all, it chars our skin and turns the skin into black color. Whereas nitric acid, when it falls on our skin, it changes our skin to yellow color. And if hydrochloric acid, that gives amber color to our skin. See, all these things are very, very important. So all these things may be asked in 1 mark question as well. Okay, but you need to learn and remember them very well. So when they fall on our skin, what it causes? What each and every corrosive acids cause. So they cause burns and blisters, no? They cause burns and blisters on the skin. Okay. So the carbonic acid and organic acids are non-corrosive. They are not corrosive. H2CO3 is carbonic acid. Organic acid, no, formic acid, citric acid, acetic acid, oxalic acid, they are all not corrosive. Only the mineral acids are very corrosive in nature. They only cause burns and blisters. Okay, next one. Change the colors of indicators. So there are some substances, no, which very clearly change its color in acid medium and alkaline medium or basic medium. So when the indicator is added to any acid, that will give you a particular color. When the same indicator is added to any base, that will give a different color. So therefore, by change of its color, we can find out whether that is acid or base. So the indicators are giving different color in acidic medium and basic medium. For example, litmus paper or litmus solution you take, they turn blue to red in acid. So if you put any litmus paper, they turn the blue litmus into red color. If you put it in base, just opposite, red to blue. See, I have written only in the acid medium. You can just reverse it for the alkaline medium. Okay. Then for methyl orange, it changes orange to pink in acid. So therefore in acid it is pink in color, in base it is orange in color. And third one, phenolphthalein. So phenolphthalein is colorless in acidic medium, but that gives pink color in alkaline medium. That you have to be very careful. So phenolphthalein gives pink color in basic medium, but in acidic medium that is colorless. Okay, so they change the color of the indicators, and by the looking at the color of the indicator in a particular solution or particular liquid, what we can find out whether they are acidic in nature or basic in nature. Red cabbage, this is a natural indicator. Red cabbage is a natural indicator. So it when it is added, the juice of this red cabbage, when it is added to acidic medium, that remains red. But if you add it to any basic medium, the red color changes into green. So even red cabbage also can be used as an indicator. An olfactory indicator. What is meant by olfactory indicator? So some indicators, when they add to acid, they will give one color. But if you add to some basic medium, that will give a different smell altogether. That is, olfactory means what? Smell. It is related to smell. Therefore, they change the smell when the medium changes. When acidic medium changes to basic medium, the indicator smell will change. So what are the substances that change? What are the substances they change its smell when the medium changes are called olfactory indicator. Okay, here the examples are onion, vanilla and clove oil. So they give one smell in acid medium and give an entirely different smell in basic medium. Hope you understood this. Okay, last one, the fifth properties. acids or electrolytes. So acids can dissociate into positive ion and negative ion. We know that already. We have learnt acids will dissociate to give hydrogen ion. Therefore they conduct electricity. Acids conduct electricity in aqueous solution. So when dissolved in water, they become ions. So they contain positive charge and negative charge in it. Therefore they conduct electricity in aqueous solution. So these are the various properties of acid. These are the various 5 properties of acids. Hope you liked the video and you enjoyed learning with me. If you like it, please click the like button and share it with your friends. Thank you very much for watching. Until we meet next time. Bye bye.